Leading with questions is important. If you want to have motivated employees, ask questions, but ask them correctly. What are the right questions? How do you ask? And what should you look for as a manager? I give you my tips in this video. Stay tuned. For more leadership advice, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Asking questions is an excellent way to lead employees. As a manager, you should ask a lot of questions during an appraisal interview, for example. This is the only way to find out what matters, what really matters. Baroness Mary von Ebner-Eschenbach once said, "As long as you keep talking, you will learn nothing." She's right. But you have to phrase and use questions correctly. Otherwise, the exact opposite of what you want to achieve might be the case. You have to make sure that your questions are purposeful, but at the same time, they are received with respect. But what's the intention of your questions? There are different purposes depending on the situation. You ask to receive information, or you ask to find out what the status of a project is, or you ask to further develop or coach your employees. With the right questions, you can also moderate, you can lead meetings, you can resolve conflicts, you can support, instill trust, you can give feedback, or you can help employees to reflect on their own activities. It's amazing what you can do with different types of questions. However, with questions you can also apply pressure, demonstrate power, and spread fear. Fear and terror.
Buonasera. Buonasera. What have I ever done to make you treat me so disrespectfully?
Fortunately, we don't have to deal with mafia bosses in companies. At least only very rarely. But in some companies I do see managers who are not even aware of how they put pressure on their employees. They don't notice how dominant and how threatening they appear to their employees when asking questions. In some situations, many employees feel like they are being interrogated. They try desperately to explain a matter, but are repeatedly interrupted by short, piercing questions from their boss. "John, what's the project status regarding the Schneider incorporation?" "Well, boss, we are currently a little bit behind schedule because..." "What does behind schedule mean? You know that's our most important project, don't you?" "Yes, that's clear to me. It's just that the problems in this project..." "Problems? What kind of problems?" "Well, the delivery times for the different components, they have increased slightly." "And increased? How is that possible?" Although the boss did not intend to do this, the employee feels increasingly threatened and cornered in the course of the conversation. If, for example, a project went wrong and you speak to the responsible employee about it, avoid questioning techniques in which you ask just short, rapid questions. This often happens especially when you are annoyed or if you are under time pressure. Avoid this rapid fire of questions. One question is enough. Give your employee time to think and to give them the peace of mind to find the right answer. The shorter your question, the more threatening your employee will perceive it. Why did you decide that way? Instead, you could begin your question with a personal statement. "I understand that you were in a difficult situation there. What made you decide that way?" This type of question triggers less fear and defensive behavior. After all, you want information. You want to help or you want to understand, but you don't want to scare, demotivate, or spread fear. If you want to get to the bottom of something, always ask open questions. These are questions that your employee cannot answer with a short statement or simply with yes or no. With open questions, you usually not only get more information, but you also get an insight into the motives, needs, opinions, and the fears of the person you are talking with. In this way, open questions also promote a good relationship, at least if you listen to your employee in an appreciative and active manner during his answer. It's important to know that the question why is also an open question, but you have to handle the why question with care. Why did the project go wrong? Such a question forces most people onto their defense. They feel the pressure to explain themselves. Because of this, there is often a risk that you will lead your conversation into endless loops of explanations, and you only deal with problems and the past by using why questions. If possible, avoid asking why. Instead ask, for example, what was your intention of your decision? Or you could ask, what can we learn from this? How can we do it better in the future? The Egyptian writer Naguib Mahfouz put it in a nutshell. You can tell whether a person is smart from their answers, and you can tell whether a person is wise from their questions. On that note, I wish for you to always ask the right questions. Thank you very much, and see you soon.